Help support our coverage using Blueberry, the community that gives creators the ability to make money, get detailed audience measurements, and host their audio and video. Get 30 days to try out the service using promo code BLUBRRY004.
All right, next up we have Mike Baker with Formlabs. I just walked by their booth just a second ago. He brings a helmet. Oh, he's got other stuff in it. Do I need to wear this, Mike, for... I figured that was part of the deal, is that if he's going to be on the show, I have to wear protection here, I guess. Not that kind of protection. But anyway, Mike Baker, Head of Communications. I've actually had the pleasure of visiting with Mike. He might not remember this. A couple of years ago, I actually interviewed you here. And but of course, Formlabs is a leader in professional 3D printing. If you're looking for the best in 3D printers, you want to go to Formlabs. So they make absolutely amazing printers. Thanks for being here.
That. Of course, happy to be here.
Thanks for seeing me. This is fantastic. So what do you got for me today?
I got a few different goodies. So we have two main product lines, SLA, which is resin printing, and SLS, which is nylon powder-based printing.
So I have to stop you right there.
Please.
Most people, when they think of 3D printing, they think of filament.
They
do. I think you have to explain to everybody what these two things are.
I'll happily do that. Yeah, so filament FDM printing is definitely a common process on the hobbyist side as well as the professional side, but we focus on, I'll start with resin printing. So the difference is it starts with a liquid vat of resin, different materials like elastic properties or ceramic type properties, and it cures it with light. So it hardens it layer by layer, and you build up something like this helmet, one single layer at a time, and you end up with a prototype or an end-use part or something fun that you want to print.
Yeah. And I know you're going to explain more here in a second. Did you really print this?
Oh, of course, yeah. Print in place.
All in one piece.
One single print comes just like that. You can latch it, in the detail in there. It's pretty incredible. It's the
I
future's
don't mean
here.
to be rolling my eyes, everybody, but this is stunning.
Yeah.
And if you're not into 3D printing, this would not impress you. If you're into 3D printing, Mike, you need to show that off.
Yeah,
it's
it's pretty wild.
Yeah.
So happy to answer any questions. But
well, I mean, you can. It's your show.
Yeah.
For a few minutes, so you go right ahead.
Sure. So I started talking about the SLA, the resin printing process, and definitely happy to go into that. But this one caught your eye. So this is a totally different type of process. This starts with a nylon powder, and so it's just kind of like an archaeological dig. You have a big build volume filled with powder, and then laser sinters or melts an individual exactly where you want to do it to form products like this crazy thing here, which is a demonstration of the ability that you can do with SLS. So it has incredible detail, threads that actually work, and the beauty of this is there's no supports. It comes out of the printer. You just kind of sift off some of that excess powder, and you're left with amazing, durable, functional prototypes or end-use parts.
The fact that this has moving hinges, locks, the whole bit is unbelievable. This would normally, there's, in a traditional 3D printer sense, I'm guessing at least 6 different prints in there, and then you have to assemble it, and good luck with that.
Yep, that's lots of fun. You'll probably be figuring it out, trying to get it to work, but nope, this comes right out of the print bed just like that.
Wow.
You can do amazing stuff with it.
Yeah, I said it 100 times already today. That's remarkable. Yeah. That's got to be my new tagline,
That's
I think.
remarkable.
Yeah.
Well, CS is filled with remarkable things.
It really is.
Sure.
It really is. All right, what do you got here?
So this I thought I would show kind of inside. So this year we launched the 4th generation of our SLA, our resin line, so the Form 4 and the 4L, and it was a total different direction than we'd done before. So as I mentioned, for the SLS, it's sintered with a single laser. That was historically how we did the resin as well. Like a single spot laser would harden each part at a time. The benefit of that is incredible detail, incredibly precise parts. We work with dentists. We work with people who need incredibly precise parts. But the trade-off is speed, right? So a laser can only move so fast. It can only cure a spot at a time. And so prints, can take 10 or 12 hours. You get an amazing part, but that doesn't necessarily move with the speed of business for people who actually want to iterate each day or are trying to do serial production. So we totally redesigned the internal optic engines of our printers, and we use an LCD. And so a light source comes up. It's got this amazing texture here to really, direct the light in incredible ways, and it cures an entire layer at once. So no matter if you're doing a small part or a big part, it takes the same amount of time to cure that. So it's 5 times faster than our previous model, which means that you can, it actually, what we're hearing from our customers is it changes the way they design their products, because they can actually iterate once, twice a day and do a whole new iteration the next day. And so they're rapidly going through something like this, which is you put it on your head for a little bit. This is a black diamond helmet, so like a climbing helmet. And this, a very interesting design. Black Diamond is known for their really ergonomic and comfortable designs. This is probably the 30th iteration that they went through.
Okay.
And so this is the final prototype before they went to production. The actual helmet is traditionally manufactured, but because they're able to try so many prototypes and get through so many iterations, they can come up with these amazing designs. Right. They can get users to give feedback. They can improve every small detail and end up with a part that people really love.
Well, and just the cost of R&D and something like this, right? I mean, 30 iterations in an old-fashioned sense would have cost. I mean, it's hard to imagine actually what that would cost.
Thousands of dollars, but I think the more important thing is the time that it takes, right?
Yeah.
So every design that you're locked into, you need to come up with custom tooling or outsource it, and it just slows you down, and ultimately it means that you're not bringing the best product to market, because you're kind of like, we got to call it, we got to ship this product, we're on a deadline. If you're able to prototype things, through additive manufacturing instead of subtractive, you can do as many as you want. Right?
Well, and you think about your time thing is just spot on. You can design something, and then I'm just thinking about my work day. This is what I do with 3D printing, by the way. At the end of the day, I'll be all right. I'm going to send the job now, and when I show up in the morning, at least I can look at what I created, right?
Yep.
So that's what I do. And imagine that you would leave work with your helmet design. When you show up tomorrow morning, that design is now done.
Yep.
And your team now can evaluate and say, hey, you know what? We need to put a little bit more here. We need to take away a little more there, or you whatever you're doing with it, right?
Yep.
And then you do it all over again until you get it where you need it to be. And over the course of 30 days, you've printed 30 helmets.
Exactly.
It's remarkable.
It really changes the way people design, and it's so exciting for me to be at CES, because there are hundreds, if not thousands, of companies here who actually use Formlabs 3D printing in their process. And so I can see the results of that. I can see people who are so proud. They bring their products to me and say, come by the booth, and they say, I was able to design this because of Formlabs technology. And so that's how I think about it, right, is that every product has a story, a design, an R&D phase, and Formlabs, we're so excited to be able to either open that up to a company that might be just starting out and they don't have the ability to do a custom manufacturing line or build it up, or a company that has is already selling lots of products and they want to like Black Diamond, bring the best product to market. They're known. OXO, who makes kitchenwares, people who are really known for their design, they care a lot about the design process and the ability to iterate really quickly.
We do a lot of 3D printed items with Formlabs too.
Sure.
And we have some stuff. I have another company that you might be familiar with, National Day Calendar.
Okay. Yep.
With of course we started Pizza Day and Coffee Day and all those things, right?
Yep.
And we have a slogan called Celebrate Every Day, and we print these things personalized for people. So we'll put your name across this, Mike, then underneath it says Celebrate Every Day. And the only way you can do that, in my opinion, in a cost-effective way is to 3D print it. And they're beautiful. They're beautiful when they come off the printer. And it actually allows us to have another revenue stream that we would never even allow ourselves or have the opportunity to do before. And it actually allows us to have that revenue stream, and also allows it, because we sell it for $29.99.
Yep.
How in the world could you do that?
You can't without additive.
No.
For me, it's like really feels like this pendulum shifting back, right? Everything's mass manufactured, made to be designed, and manufactured by the million. And that's great. It keeps costs low for parts that you're making a lot of, but it's not one of one. It doesn't have that customization. In CES, you walk around and you see lots of customization, lots of one of ones.
It's like the creatives have kind of come back into play here a little bit. So it's very, very cool. Well, anything else that we want to talk about before we send you on your way?
I don't think so. I mean, really excited about this, the 4th generation.
So this is nice, by the way. And the reason, I'm thinking on my side, if basically prints 5 times faster, right?
Yep.
So then you're at the choice, right? Do I buy 5 of this? Do you buy, because if you're doing some production with it, or now I can just buy 1?
Yep, and you can get that. I mean, what we're hearing is actually people who are like, I'm the bottleneck. My design skills are the bottleneck. I'm not sitting there waiting for the printer to spit it out.
Yep.
It's ready. It's kind of like forcing me as a designer to improve and increase the speed of my design. And so it's really changing a lot of how people think about the design process. They're like, how can I keep up with this? I'm not waiting for my printer to be done. The printer is ready. The part's ready for me to iterate the next version.
Yeah, I love it. So, all right, Mike.
Cool.
It's good seeing you again.
Thanks so much.
And Formlabs.com.
Formlabs.com. Visit.
Go check them out, everybody.
Thanks so much.
Check out all the new stuff. They always have great ideas all the time, right? And I highly recommend anybody who's an entrepreneur to go check out Formlabs, because you will get the creative bug. I guarantee you. You'll probably be able to create things that you've never thought of that you could sell.
The Tech Podcast Network CES 2025 coverage is executive produced by Adam Barker. Technical director is Kirk Corliss. Associate producers are Nancy Ertz, Tracy Ingram, Xerxes Goddard, Brandy Jackson, and Aviva Cram. Voiceover by Aaron Hurst. Our hosts are Marlo Anderson, Don Bain, and Scott Ertz. Studio and equipment are provided by PLUGHITZ Productions. The TPN studio executive is Todd Cochran. This has been a Tech Podcast Network production, copyright 2025.